Yes, all right. There we go.
You funny.
Don't
You
mind
funny
us,
dude.
folks.
You
It's just
funny.
a, you know what? It's been that kind of week. We're gonna come on strong
Yeah.
for the culture, brother. For the culture.
Oh my god.
Oh my God! So once again, welcome to another thrilling episode of Fandom Initiative. Holy cow! It's a wonderful day. The weather's nice. It's really great
Mm-hmm.
outside. It's awesome. I'm excited. I'm pumped, brother. Are you pumped? Can you feel it,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
brother? It's WrestleMania weekend. Like WrestleMania, just like
Get
that,
your
just like that.
tickets.
Yeah, because they're still on sale. Or just sit your ass at home.
Yeah. Exactly.
We've got a lot to talk about this week, and really two big things
Mhm.
that are going on that brother across from me and I have been speaking about. But let's get the introduction out of the way, shall we?
Yes,
The
sir.
man across from me, this gentleman right here. He is the cinema CEO. He is the cinema god. He is the just that dude. He's just that dude. Like that's it. He's also one half of the tag team champions of the world, along with Lady Mina, who also has her own podcast called Mina and Mawa Politicking for the Culture. And they also have a podcast called The AMZ A-Listers.
Mhm.
This gentleman right here, along with the beard, which is making its spring debut, brother. It's just coming out, it's flourishing for spring. This is Michael Williams.
What's up, y'all?
Myself, I am the hungriest man in the room. You can take it however you want. I am the hungry bleak. Hashtag nevermore. Hashtag the dark star. I also have a podcast which is called the Hungry Bleak Podcast. Again, every week I tell you folks, it was the best I could come up with. I couldn't come up with anything really creative. I'm gonna be honest with you. I also check out the tea. I'm trying to get back into anime, and Fire Force is my new addiction right now.
Ah,
Thank you to Hot Topic. You got to get these
nice.
T-shirts. It's that time of year, brother.
T-shirts. T-shirts.
The weather's nice. Gotta get these t-shirts and these shorts.
You
These shorts, brother.
schmedium? You
The
schmedium?
schmedium shirt. Schmedium. I am Antonio Pomares, and welcome to the fandom. How are you doing, brother?
All right, brother. How are you?
Brother, I am here. I am feeling very well this morning. Did laundry, ate
Nice.
breakfast, had a nice cup of tea. You know,
Pancakes?
no, brother, no, no,
No
no, no,
pancakes
no,
this morning?
no, no, brother, no.
Oh,
I had my just egg.
yes.
I had
Yes.
some Beyond sausage patties, the spicy
Mm-hmm.
ones,
Mm-hmm.
and I had some hash browns, brother, along
Nice.
with a nice big bottle of water and my vitamins.
Water.
That that water, and it was great. Loved it. I mean, that's been my go-to thing for breakfast, man. The just egg is great. I'm loving it.
Mm,
The Beyond sausage patties are incredible. The
good.
spicy, it's got like a little bit of a kick for a minute, then it's good. But it's got that great flavor to it.
Good.
And the hash browns, wonderful, awesome. Tomorrow, maybe pancakes,
Ah.
because it's gonna be a rough week, so I might need to treat myself on Sunday morning. Get those pancakes in, brother. All right. So let's get into it. As far as movie news,
Yes, sir.
um, movie news is really evolving and changing now. I mean, since the pandemic and since now things
Mm-hmm.
starting to come back
Mm-hmm.
and such like that. First thing we got is there was a new trailer for Black Widow. As you all know, my edict, I only watch one trailer. I already watched one. I'm not gonna watch another one. Did you watch it, brother?
I did, brother. I did.
How'd you
That
like it?
was that was probably the first one I watched because I don't really remember the very first one that dropped.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Yeah, it was a while, and they've had a couple since then.
Yeah.
They've had what, three? I want to say
Yeah, something like that.
like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How
No,
was it?
looks good. Looks good.
Mhm.
Looks good. I'm looking. I mean, obviously, I was looking forward to the movie beforehand, so
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to seeing Black Widow. Not sure how I'm going to see it yet, either at home or in theaters, but
Yeah.
I probably will be in a theater. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Well, hopefully by the time it's out,
Mhm.
because when it's supposed to drop again?
July 9th.
July 9th. I mean, that's a ways away. So hopefully we will be in a much better situation by then, especially
Mhm.
with the vaccine going well.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, with everything like going well as far as like they're finally being able to push out.
Mm-hmm.
Still have no openings in my area, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
are booked up solid, which is a good thing because it means that people are getting the vaccine. So I
Mm-hmm.
look at it like that.
Yes.
And at a certain point, hopefully, herd. I was about to say herd humanity, which is a
Herd
whole other
immunity.
show. It's a
Yeah.
whole other show,
Yeah.
sir. It's a whole other
Which is a
show.
whole other thing that we need to get to at some point in
Yeah,
human history. But
yeah. But at some point, herd immunity will
yeah.
begin to happen.
Yeah.
I do want to get the vaccine, though.
Mm,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
yeah.
Um, I'm not here to debate that with folks or what have you. It's
Mm,
my particular thing,
mm-hmm.
what have you.
Mm-hmm.
People who I have seen, who I've trusted, who I do trust, excuse me, I said trust as in past tense.
Mm,
I've gotten it, they've
mm,
spoken on it, I trust them,
mm.
I'm good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But going along with that, Godzilla
Mm.
versus Kong.
Yes.
Dude, this
This is going to be
is
an interesting
nice.
discussion.
This is nice because people went back in. This is the first movie that I've seen that I've thought, damn, this is one that you want to watch on big screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was happy with it on the screen. I watched that week. I watched Godzilla, then I watched Godzilla King of the Monsters. So I had a whole Titans
Okay.
thing going, which is what they call them in the movies. They don't call them kaiju, which I kind of like the distinction,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. But his mom call him kaiju. I'm gonna call him kaiju. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah.
But it was this has been the highest grossing movie since the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
which says something in a couple of different ways. People want to see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
People are feeling safer. Vaccine, like people are being vaccinated, such like that. A lot of people still watched it at home. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I watched it at home.
Yes.
Your thoughts on this, brother?
Ooh, where do I begin?
At the start,
I
brother.
I was disappointed, brother. Disappointed in the movie in general.
Now, why were you disappointed, brother?
I don't know. I think maybe my expectations were a little bit out of control on this, especially after Godzilla King of the Monsters
Mm-hmm.
and probably Kong Skull Island, which are probably the two best films of this whole, I guess you want to call it quadrilogy right now.
Like shared universe kind of if they're gonna do any more movies out. I don't know if they are, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know, brother. It's not the action sequences. I didn't necessarily have a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do want to discuss one of them in length, but I don't know. I agree with a lot of people's assessment that the human element in these movies kind of is a problem. Like the writing there is kind of a problem. Like it just feels like let's not even do it if we're gonna have it. You know what I mean? Just let it be the monsters for an hour and a half, and I'd be much more happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's weird to say because the actors that they do get for these things are really good actors, right? Like,
They had
what's this guy's name? Alexander Skarsgård.
yeah,
Is a
Skarsgård,
very
yeah.
good actor.
Mm.
Rebecca Hall, who I almost feel bad for her because it's like she means well in being in these genre films, but it's the roles that she winds up playing in these genre films that to me is kind of a waste, right? Like her role in this movie was, I mean, you could put anybody in that role, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what made me feel bad about it is that she also was in a bad MCU film, and that's one of the Iron Man films. I think it was Iron Man 3, right?
I want to
believe it
say
was
so.
Iron
Yeah,
Man
it was
3.
Iron Man 3. I want to say.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I think for the most part, the action sequences were really good. Although I think there was like a problematic thing with how they did the whole Mecha Godzilla thing for me. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Like, I almost feel like that should have been like this. How do I put this? I feel like that should have been more of like a Frankenstein monster type situation, where they put King Ghidorah's brain into a metal husk and let King Ghidorah, to a certain extent, get like this exacting revenge against Godzilla in a way, if that makes
Hmm.
any sense. Instead of it just being this like, okay, we saved the head, and then we created this like psychic link between him and the human to be able to control Godzilla. I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. Like, a lot of the writing in the movie was kind of suspect to me. I don't know what it was. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just think, I don't know. You know what it is, and I can
Oh,
really
sorry. I
boil
just
it. I can really boil it down to two things. My expectations were high
right.
for this movie, and they weren't met at all.
Hmm.
And my brother had saw the movie before I did, and he told me that he felt like it was a clone of Batman vs Superman. And I tried to get that out of my head, and I successfully got it out of my head while I was watching it. But then I
Mm.
kind of arrived at that same part at the end where I felt like that's what it kind of was. You know what I mean?
Mothra. Why did you say Mothra? Why
Exactly.
did you say that name?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I mean, Amina put up a comment here, uh,
Yes.
where she says that Brian Tyree Henry and Millie Bobby Brown were completely wasted. Yeah, Brian Tyree Henry's a better actor than this role he played in this movie. He really, really is.
He's popping
And
up in a lot of stuff, which I'm happy about.
yeah,
I'm,
I'm
I'm
glad
happy with
he's
him popping
getting
up. It
work
just,
because he's super talented and he deserves it.
hmm.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't see. I couldn't really buy him as this conspiracy theorist type podcast host type guy in this show, in this movie. I just couldn't. I couldn't.
And Amina always also says the script was all over the place.
Yeah.
My rebuttal to this,
Yes, yes, brother. Yes,
my
yes.
rebuttal is, um, it's a movie about a giant ape and a giant lizard having a
I
sock fight.
know.
That's all I can say, brother. I'm gonna
I
be real
know,
with you. I'm
brother.
I'm, I'm gonna be
I
real.
know.
And
I
I
know.
knew everyone's. This is what I love seeing because again, I am an optimist
Mm-hmm.
with experience. So
Yeah.
I hope for the best, but I
Mm.
plan for the worst.
Mm.
I'm sitting here like, look, I'm sitting at home watching this movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
bet
Yeah.
I'm good. I still would have liked to seen it on in like big screen.
Mm.
The humans were a waste. Um,
Yeah.
I mean the movie, not just in general, but in general, some of you are a little suspect. Let's be honest here.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, the humans were wasted, but I'm looking for the fight. A lot of times in
Mm.
these movies, I don't want the humans. I don't care for them. I want to see the story between these two. It's almost like watching a wrestling match. I
Mm.
want to see the story that they're telling through the fight.
Mm.
I felt like I've been waiting for Mechagodzilla, and I was like, I kept thinking, I wonder if they're going to do it in the next movie. The
Mm.
two things I've been looking for were Mechagodzilla and Godzilla Jr.
Mm. Okay.
Just because those are, things that you
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could deal without the Godzilla Jr. I'm going to be honest with you.
Mm. Mm.
When I saw what they were doing with the skull and the telepathic link, I was like, okay, I'm already here. I keep
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
because I'm going to
Yeah.
pause this. I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm not going to have to go to the concession stand. I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna chill. It didn't even, but I
Okay.
was like, and I was like, I know people are gonna have a problem with this movie because people were, yes, good actors were wasted
Mm.
on that. This
Mm.
is not their fault. They did the best they could with what they had. The only
Yeah.
returning actress we had was Brown, correct?
Yeah. Millie
I want
Bobby
to say, yeah, it was
Brown
Brown.
and this guy, wasn't he back from the last one? What is that dude's name? Kyle Chandler. Is that his name?
Oh my God, yes, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, because he plays her father.
yeah,
But he was in it for like a cup of coffee, so he was
yeah,
good.
yeah,
He got his check. He put his mask on and he left. He was
yeah.
good.
Basically, yeah.
Um, yeah. As far as the fight, I did like the fight scene. I want the next movie, and I'm not gonna be. I'm not trying to be funny. If they do, because there's a certain point where there are actually aliens that come down with their own Titan. I want to say at some point there's aliens involved. Why does that seem so
Yeah.
far fetched in this goddamn movie? Why does aliens seem so far fetched in the goddamn movie?
Yeah.
It shouldn't, but it does. It feels.
Yeah.
I would like for the two alphas who are not supposed to be able to exist. So
Mm-hmm.
let's just throw that line completely away.
Mm-hmm.
To have to team up somehow against these like two or three um like space titans or whatever the hell they're gonna do, because they did make a lot of, as far as like the two previous movies, they did make well, and in this one too, they did do callbacks to the old movies. The
Yeah.
one that I love the most are the twins.
Yes.
I was like, oh my God, are you serious? I haven't seen those
Mm-hmm.
movies in years. They're on HBO
Mm-hmm.
Max. I might watch them one day. Might
Mm-hmm.
just blow off the dust and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the script was all over the place. But I wasn't there. But truthfully, I was there for the fight. I was there for the Titans.
Yeah.
I was there to see Kong. I didn't have a dog in the fight, obviously, because either one wins, whatever.
Yeah.
I know some people were rooting for Godzilla, some people were rooting for Kong. People said Kong got washed. I'm like, look, Kong has been fighting and has been awake for all this time.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla takes naps regularly. My
Mm-hmm.
man is well rested. He's like, oh, what?
Mm.
He said, what about whose mama? Oh, bet. All right, cool. Like he's been sleeping and rested. So I'm not, what have you.
Yeah, I think part of it for
It's
me is
just,
that part of it for me this time around is that I wanted a different ending, right? And I think the other thing that kind of
oh,
spoiled
then the two of them kind of going their own way and getting like, all right, we cool, we
yeah,
cool.
yeah, the kind of
Huh.
the thing that kind of spoiled it for me is that Universal Pictures had actually trolled HBO Max the day they released this movie on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
when they literally put up the portion of the scene from the original King Kong versus Godzilla that they put up
Mm-hmm.
was the scene of King Kong shoving the tree in Godzilla's mouth. And their caption simply was, "We did it first."
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah. I mean,
Right? So I'm like, okay. I think part of me wanted a different ending, maybe even for you know, for Warner Brothers to be daring and say that Godzilla was actually going to be the one that won the fight, that won the whole thing. Instead, it wound up just kind of being, it kind of just wound up being Godzilla looking and seeing King Kong being like, I'm going to allow you to live in this world with me.
mhm.
Just stay out of my way. You know what I mean?
I, it, again, huh, well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I
you
mean, if
all
you're
know
gonna
how
do
I
another
am.
movie, I'm with you. I mean, you might as well bring the alien forces into it. You've gone as
Yeah,
completely ridiculous as you can go already.
dude, we started out ridiculous. There's a giant, even a
Exactly,
giant lizard
exactly.
with radioactive breath
The,
let me spit on that axe so you can throw it in my man's heart.
right,
I mean,
and then let's introduce Jet Jaguar too while we're at it. you,
dude,
you know what I mean?
dude, if I see the Green Ranger is on point. If I hear that, it's on. I'm like, oh, Tommy's back. What? That? I mean, all right. So out
Yeah.
of 5 reels, because you're cinema CEO, so we're gonna use
Mm.
reels. How out of 5, what do you give it?
Out of 5.
I feel a decimal in that score somewhere.
Part of me wants to be brutal and really slam this movie,
Just
but
be honest, bro.
I'll give it 2.5.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
okay.
because again, the battle sequences are good. They're not terrible. They're good.
Hmm.
It's everything else that's in it that's kind of a mess. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would give it 3 full plates of food from
Mm.
Sophie's, because Brother's
Not
hungry.
not not Melba's, not
Oh,
Peach.
well, see,
Not-
brother, what I'm saying is Sophie's is for movies, Melba is for the series.
I see, brother. I see.
How do you please two masters? By pleasing them both. What the hell are you talking about? Why I gotta choose? There's 3 meals in the day, and I got a snack. I like what are you talking about? Like, stupid.
You
What?
funny. You funny, brother.
Yeah, for me, yeah, 3. Just because you know what, I liked it. It was enjoy. It was what it's supposed to be. It was an enjoyable movie, and it's a movie that people have been wanting to see for for how long now? They've been wanting to see. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to do this? Mina's 45.
I'm not sure what you thought I was gonna be worse off on it.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, wow. This is. I almost feel like there's gonna be a heel turn during WrestleMania, and she's just gonna hit you with the belt. Y'all gonna lose the title, and then she's just gonna go on her own way for like a
Yeah.
solo title, for real. Yeah, it just it was what it was. It what have you. Again, I 3 because I enjoyed it. It's supposed to be what it was. It's that first big movie,
Yeah.
you know. And I wasn't gonna the one that they throw out the first is always gonna be the ones that's like kind of cannon fodder. So I'm not even mad. I'm like,
Yeah.
what, cool, what have you.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I got to watch it at home. Speaking of TV streaming news that you can watch at home, boom,
Mhm.
boom. We have the next installment of The Falcon and Winter Soldier. This is episode 4 on Disney Plus. Whew, man, this one was rough. This was a whew.
Yeah.
But you kind of saw where it was going.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still doing it. First off, I do want to say to Wyatt Douglas.
Wyatt Russell.
Russell, damn, thank you. I'm getting confused with these because some of these actors do look the same. Like
You do know that that's Kurt Russell's son, right?
Yeah, and
His son will
Goldie Hawn, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He has their
He looks
face,
like
which
it.
is like both of them.
Yeah, he does. He does completely.
Disney clone shit is going on here. Because let's remember the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Look in the vault for that one, folks. Damn, I ain't seen it in a minute. In this episode, we finally start seeing the breakdown of John Walker, the new Captain America, as they are as he teams up as he and Battlestar team up with Barnes and Wilson, Falcon. This episode, and we also got the Dora Milaje. We see John Walker really have a breakdown, and he finally just snaps. First off, so glad to see. I want to say her name was Florence
Kasumba.
Thank you. Yeah, Florence Kasumba.
Yeah.
She is an Amazon trained by the Dora Milaje.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Exactly.
And her scalp is just moisturized to the heavens, sir. Moisturized to paradise. I'm enjoying. We have 4? No, excuse me, 2 episodes left, right? 2 episodes for that because only 6 episodes.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
This one ramped up a lot. This one started out heavy and then just went all the way. We finally got to see the backstory of Barnes in Wakanda and how it broke his brainwashing and his conditioning. We've been wanting to see that for a minute, and we finally see him human, not as just a weapon. I really liked it. I honestly did. That again, you're not going to get that kind of depth in the movies. You're not going to see that because in the movie he was like, "So where's the fight?" That was it because they saw him as only a weapon. That's the first time that he was seen as a person, and I really enjoyed that part. I did. You know, what'd you think, brother?
It's a really good episode. I mean, Marvel just has this way of taking moments and kind of like just using that as the jump off point and expanding on them, right? Like this show to me is the legacy of that moment in Endgame where the shield effectively has been passed to Sam, right? Like it's like now we'll see what this symbol really means to people and how it affects other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've had Cap
Excuse me.
this whole time being this, this bastion of the principles that shield was meant to uphold. And now that he's passed it on, you kind of get to see how heavy other people's heads will be wearing that crown,
Yeah,
right?
no, that's true.
And the fact that you know Sam kind of from the very beginning is like he doesn't necessarily want to carry that weight, so he's like, I'm just gonna give this to the people and let them make do what they will with it. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And then when he realizes that maybe he made kind of a mistake doing that, now we see with the what everything, all the consequences that spiral from that decision going forward. I mean, and then we wind up with the Shield with this guy,
Mm-hmm.
with John Walker, which is the absolute wrong person to give it to. Like, even if John Walker, in his own mind, thinks he has or wants to do the right thing by it, he's not pure of heart like Cap was.
No.
He just isn't. He's been molded by his unrealistic expectations of himself.
Mm-hmm.
He's been molded by the unrealistic expectations of other people. He's been molded by arguably portions of a war that probably were unjust, and the things that he's seen and had to do to uphold that
Mm-hmm.
unjust war. And it just becomes a breaking point for him when he loses the one guy that kind of still attempts to tether him to doing the right things. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Once he
that was his only
loses,
link. I mean,
yeah,
aside from his wife,
yeah. Once
that
he
was his only
loses,
link.
yeah. Once
Well,
he loses
grounded
Battlestar,
point. Grounding
yeah,
point.
yeah. Once he loses Battlestar, all bets are off at that point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's like, I'm gonna go and hand out justice the way I think I need to do. Not only that, but the way I've been trained to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this show is just, man, like Anthony Mackie was afraid that this show wasn't gonna be good. He was afraid that it was literally gonna pale in comparison to WandaVision. To me, it doesn't. It's different. It deals with really relevant things in the world, and I I like it so far. I like it in every way, and even to bring even the way that they bring the Dora Milaje into it. Dora Milaje again. They're looking to get somebody who has wronged them
Mm-hmm.
in every fundamental way. They're looking to deal out justice to a person who has wronged their society, who has wronged their way of life, who has killed someone who means everything to their lineage and society,
Mm-hmm.
and
To their whole culture.
to their whole culture.
I mean,
And
the head of their culture.
yeah,
The
yeah,
head.
pretty much. And we've seen this before. We've seen this with Ulysses Claw in the MCU
Mm-hmm.
proper. And yeah. And I'm with you, brother. I absolutely enjoyed that first scene with her and you know and Bucky, she basically gives him back his humanity in some
Yeah.
ways, right? Like Bucky doesn't think anything can change for him. Like this is
Hmm.
where he is in his life. He's like, this is all I've ever been is this monster that they created, and I'm not sure I can be anything else other than this. And she prefaces it almost beautifully by saying, we need to do this, but I'm not going to let you hurt anyone.
Hmm.
If it hasn't worked, I'm not going to let you hurt anyone.
Yep.
And just to see that release from him when she says the trigger words and nothing happens, it's just like a weight lifted off of his entire soul in that one moment. And it's just so good. Like, it's just so good. The writing for these shows is really good. The things that they try to juxtapose together in certain things is really good. I I don't know, brother. I don't know, brother.
It just has that. They have a lot of threads going around, and little things that you wouldn't really think about that they could totally let that part go. They do still tie into something more, just to give a little more heft, a little more weight to it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a good segue because what Marvel does it well is good storytelling and action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're one and the same. A lot of times you'll have action that doesn't tell a story, where in these fight scenes, again, similar to wrestling and such like that, you're able to tell a story through these action parts.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely hit, and you starting to realize like how life was during the blip,
Mm-hmm.
and the way they're saying it was like everyone was more welcoming. The world was just
Mm-hmm.
more about being there for each other and inclusion. And you
Mm-hmm.
start going, damn, maybe they're not completely wrong. And that's what they do a lot. They do great too. Is the way they do protagonists, or what you might think is protagonists in the beginning, they're not always that way. There's an underlying thing. They might be in that gray area, or it may just be the fact that you don't understand what they're doing just yet.
Yeah.
So the Flag Smashers, you're looking at them and you're going, I'm not mad at you. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to Killmonger. At first, you're like, oh, what? But then you start going, Killmonger had a point. He's
Yeah.
not
A
mad.
relevant point. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it brings in that complexity. I love the fact that Sam was using another skill that he has, which is being that mediator, being that counselor, talking.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a great thing in a hero. Is yeah, you can fight, what have you, but it shows the difference between the two of them.
Yeah.
Between Sam, who gave up the shield, trying to be noble, similar to how Steve knew that he could lift a hammer and was like, no, don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Callbacks to
Mm-hmm.
little things, little
Mm-hmm.
little things like that. Callback. Now, do I think Sam can lift the hammer? No idea.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Has anyone black lifted that hammer? I doubt it. I doubt it. We also don't know if we're going to be getting Snaps Wilson in there. Just I'm saying. Please don't let us get snaps. If I see him go like this and he's like, what are you doing? Just something that calms me. I'm out. I'm done. I'm out. I'm running. That's it. But yeah, great episode. Very well done. Love the action. When Walker snaps after Lamar is killed, he snaps. He kills him. In he kills the guy like right in front of everyone
Mm-hmm.
with the shield. That's so symbolic.
Yeah, that
That
scene
symbol
and
just killed.
that shot was amazing. Like just seeing him stand there with the blood on the edge of the shield was just like wow, like wow.
And it
Like that's
showed.
probably the most blood we've seen on that shield in all of the MCU so far.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the sight of the symbol, figuratively and literally,
Mm-hmm.
of America, who
Mm-hmm.
they've chosen,
Mm-hmm.
killing this person who was just trying to live
Yeah.
and bring people together.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot there. There's a lot. That scene has so much subtext and so much heft, so much weight
Mm-hmm.
to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah. And you know what? Wyatt, he's doing a great job as John Walker, because John Walker's not a guy that you want to like necessarily. You don't, because he's like when you're dating someone and you break up and then you bring someone else home and your
Yeah.
parents are like, I what? I mean, he's not Steve, but I guess it was all right. I guess he's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I
It's that
mean,
similar thing.
yeah. I mean, fun fact, ladies and gentlemen. Wyatt Russell, his first ever audition was for Captain America: First Avenger. I,
I'm glad
and
he didn't
and
get it. I
and
mean,
I
not offense
almost
to him, but
feel
yeah,
like, yeah, yeah. I almost feel like he's probably the perfect person to play John Walker right now, because
he was already trying to fit the role anyway.
yeah, and I think he's kind of maybe taking a bit of that disappointment by not being Captain America, not being the choice for Captain America, and fueling it into John Walker's character in some ways.
Yeah,
Which may be a good thing, because you're getting a pure performance from someone as this guy who really isn't supposed to be Captain America anyway, right?
yeah.
So
Um, it's we only have 2 episodes left, so you can only imagine where it's going to go. But
yeah,
in
yeah,
episode Walker gets that we saw him. The thing I liked about when we first saw Walker, when he was training, you saw that he was training to use the shield.
yeah.
He was training. It wasn't just they just threw him in there and he was like with the shield and throw it. He was actually training with it. I loved seeing that. I
Yeah.
love seeing that because it shows attention to detail progress. Yeah, he didn't just hop in there and start throwing the shield randomly.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did. Now he has the super soldier ceremony.
Yeah. The full complement.
Yeah.
Full Monty.
So what are we gonna? Well, it didn't go full Monty. Let's hold on, folks. It didn't go that way. It didn't go. It wasn't that show. But I'm working on an off Broadway production of the full Monty Captain America. Still getting the script together. Hold on, folks. Hold on. Oh, but it was yeah. So we're gonna see what happens. The moment that got me, aside from the shield, when he was like, they're not even super soldiers. I wanted to beat his ass. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to put my foot. First off, boy, these are Dora Milaje.
Exactly.
Second off, these black women.
Mm-hmm.
You about to run that fade. You about
Mm-hmm.
we about to just get all in you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to put these new chucks on. I'm gonna tighten up the laces real good, and I'm gonna lose it right in your ass. That scene hit me, and he was so disappointed. He was like, I don't understand how I lost. I don't understand. And it isn't about the strength and such like that. It's about the person and their ability and their skill, and they had conviction behind what they were doing.
Yeah.
He has no
Yeah.
conviction. He's trying to live up to a role. He's
Mm-hmm.
not actually embodying it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's his biggest downfall. I'm again, you need different stories. You need different. WandaVision was what it is. Don't want to see people comparing them because they're two different things, two separate entities. You wouldn't
Yeah.
compare Thor and Captain America. They're two different
Yeah.
entities.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would,
Absolutely.
but
Absolutely.
I'm enjoying it. I might have to go back and watch it again because I love seeing the Dora Milaje on screen. We've waited for so many years,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a little bittersweet.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was a little bit hearing the drums
Yeah.
and knowing that you're not going to see Chadwick.
Yeah. Yeah.
That hurt.
Yeah. That was tough. That was tough.
That was a hard. I was
That was
like,
tough.
I need to collect myself. I was like, damn, we're not going to see. And I was thinking maybe they did have a scene in there. They didn't say anything, and
Mm-hmm.
it did. But I was like, no, there's not. And that's not a negative to the scene that we did get because it was very empowering. It was very. But
Mm-hmm.
seeing that it was once again a black woman,
Mm-hmm.
uh, doing the most in the good way and
Mm-hmm.
giving back that humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, yeah. There was a lot. This show has had its own heft to it,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what the next series will be that they're going to pop out. I think it's going to be low key, correct? I don't know why I said it like low key, but
low key, but yeah,
low key.
low key, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited to see where they go with that.
Yeah, I didn't
I
even
actually
watch
want to
that
read that.
trailer.
I watched it and I enjoyed it. It made me actually want to go, damn, I need to read that comic so I can see because I recognize scenes from the comic that I didn't read it, but I recognize the scenes in that art. And I'm like, damn, yeah, definitely. So I think it's going to be a nice to read when I get like 2 months to myself to not to just read. Next on Netflix, we have Thunder Force debuted.
Mm-hmm.
This is Melissa McCarthy, believe Melissa McCarthy.
Yes. And Octavia Spencer.
Yes, yes, where they are, they get superpowers and they end up being superheroes. I have not seen it yet, but I've been dying to watch. I didn't even know coming out this week. There's been a lot going on this week, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It's WrestleMania weekend. WrestleMania, just like that, just like that. But I want to check this out because I love them both, and I love the fact of, again, when I say inclusion, I'm not just talking about uh, uh, identity, um, um, who you choose to love, who you call out to, skin color, excuse me, skin color, or religion. So I'm also talking about body size,
Mm-hmm.
and to see these two women who are not the what you'll see in most comic books as
Mm-hmm.
far as being superheroes stuff like that. I'm excited, and they're both funny as hell.
Yeah.
I dig it. So this is going to be for my watch this weekend. Honestly, I think it's maybe 2 hours,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
which is a good amount of time. I'll probably watch it tomorrow morning when I am eating those pancakes.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what's up. On HBO, we had Made for Love. This looks like a cool one too. Comedy series. About a woman who gets a chip implanted into her head by, I think, the man she's in a relationship with, or an ex. I want to see
Mm-hmm.
where this goes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're pumping out content, and there's a lot of content. And even though we're trying to keep up with everything, we
Mm-hmm.
slip and we fall. I have not watched it, but it's just debuted this week, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get to that as well. Invincible episode 5, Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna have to reread this comic. I'm definitely gonna have to reread this. Yeah, this was great, and it shows again how we just talked about how Falcon was talking
Mm-hmm.
and trying to not only fight. And you figure a superhero comic. That's why this comic is so different. Is because sometimes he'll just talk to someone
Mm-hmm.
and he'll see the other side. And Mark, this is like a almost like a mirror image.
Mm-hmm.
It's Mark going through his regular routine of training, because to be a superhero, he has super strength and everything like that, but you still have to exercise, you still have to train yourself. And then you see uh, this guy named Titan who is doing jobs for this crime boss to try and pay off a debt that he owes
Mm-hmm.
because he borrowed money for his wife and his daughter. Black, uh, kind of in the usual vein that a lot of comic book writers and creators, artists will make a black character,
Mm-hmm.
bald, muscular, hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
almost looks like a Luke Cage,
Mm-hmm.
that archetype. And he called him Titan. He's able to get like a rock's armor over his body.
Mm-hmm.
But we get the best part of this episode was, well, there's two parts. There's one part where he says, where Mark calls him a criminal. And he goes, "Man, you don't even know what a criminal is. Why don't you come and see what life is on my side of the fence?" Which I loved. But then we
Mm-hmm.
also got Battle Beast. I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. That and we'll be getting more Battle Beast later on in the story. There's a reason why that character is probably my favorite character in all of Invincible.
Yeah. Both.
Actually, there's two, but he's like my favorite one.
Both him and Titan are voiced by fine actors. Titan
Fine.
Titan is Mahershala Ali,
Yes.
and Battle Beast is Michael Dorn.
Yes. Dude, the voice casting on this series
Mm.
is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely
It
ridiculous.
is.
I have no idea how he got all these people to buy into this. Like, it's just insane.
But you also look at the script.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
this comic is so beloved, and so everyone says, "Oh, well, The Walking Dead, Walking Dead, Kirkman, Walking." I go, no, 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 no.
Mm,
Read Invincible.
mm-hmm,
It's one of the best. Like I said, it's tied with Noble as my number one number one superhero comic book.
mm.
The humor, the gore, the
Mm-hmm.
everything fits right. It just fits right. It does.
Yeah, you know, I was watching it. I was watching this latest episode, and it just made me think about I. The last time I watched an animated show of this magnitude and of this nature that made me really, really excited about it while it was on was when Spawn was on HBO.
Ooh, ooh,
Yeah,
damn.
it's been a long time
But
when.
still watchable. It
Yeah,
holds up.
yeah.
And it was 3 seasons.
3 seasons. Yeah,
Oh, that,
like I have to see it. Like
bruh.
I have to carve out time during the week or during the weekend to see the show because it's just that good. I mean, it's just that
Mm-hmm.
well done. You know what I mean?
It, dude, that I remember like getting HBO, like
Mm-hmm.
you know, uh, when the cable was under my name, and that first time I'm like, yeah, and I think the 3 shows I would watch: Sex and the City,
Mm-hmm.
don't judge me,
Mm-hmm.
um, Oz,
Mm-hmm.
and Spawn.
Yep.
I would watch them on Sunday nights.
Yep.
And Spawn, like I've actually gone back and watched some of it recently, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, yo, this, and it holds up. I wish they had finished and done more, but I think they were talking about maybe doing something more, but that was a while ago when they were talking about it, honestly. But
Yeah.
even if they don't, go back and rewatch Spawn.
Yeah.
It's on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
It should be like if you have HBO regular, like it should be on demand. You'll be able to get it. But go to HBO Max. It's bro, that series was just,
Yeah.
and that was when I was reading. I read the original series, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, let me check it out. And I'm like, what the. Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
hadn't seen anything like that for
No.
as far as American television.
Yeah.
Let me say
Yeah. And I
you
mean,
hadn't seen anything like that.
this was pre. Like, I think a lot of people kind of feel like a adult animation now is the stuff that, you know, Fox was putting on Sunday nights. I'm like,
No,
you have no idea. Like,
no.
Spawn. Spawn, at the time that I watched it, I mean, and I was an adult when
Mm-hmm.
I watched Spawn. I just was, in my early 20s, and I was like, it almost made me feel like I was like getting over on somebody because it was so good. Like,
Yeah,
this had no business being this good on TV. You know what I mean?
it was. I even read the comic, and I didn't expect them to go that route,
Yeah, yeah,
but they went that route and so dark, and I was just like, oh, but it was so damn good.
yeah, yeah,
Another series for Amazon Prime, which just debuted this week again. Did not catch this one, but I want to catch this one. Is Them. This
yeah.
is about a black family moving to Compton in
Mm-hmm.
what the 1940s, 50s. I want to say
Something like that. Yeah.
like that amongst all white people, and
Mm-hmm.
horror ensues.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check this out. One thing I'm on the fence about is I want to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I want more black horror with not so much of a subtext, not being centered around just racism and white people.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
be honest with you.
Yeah.
I know I and let's be honest, there has been a lot of horror that has happened through that, but I want to see more of us. Let's not keep everything centered around that. I mean, there is a place. Obviously, there is a place for that,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to see more of what we do and what from us, not just centered around them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I want more of us not being worried. Let's not, but I understand the time frame in that era, obviously. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, shit, today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but I want to see more of us doing us. You know what I mean? But I do want to check it out. I do want to see it because sometimes it can be a bit traumatizing, uh, a bit like, damn, let's have something with us. Let's have something. Let's go into our culture, our mythology, our stories. We have so many stories
Mm-hmm.
that are not centered around just white people. You know what I mean? And even
Yeah.
though it shows them as the villains, it still is making them center of
Yeah.
our story, which I have
Yeah.
sometimes issue with.
Yeah.
You know,
You know what I meant to tell you, brother? I saw another show that you had been recommending for a very long time this
what's
past
that?
week. Gangs of London.
Yes, yes, yes,
Awesome.
yes,
That first
yes.
episode is awesome.
That bar, the bar scene is out of nowhere.
Yes.
I had to
Yes.
go. I
Yes.
thought I thought I sat on the remote by accident and switched channel. I was like, wait, that
Mm,
doesn't make any sense.
mm,
And it was. Have you seen his house
no.
on Netflix?
I
The lead
still have not
actor,
seen it.
the lead actor is the same actor from that movie.
No, okay.
Watch
Okay.
that. That's what I mean by horror.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Our horror.
Yeah.
That was such a oof. It scared me in the first 5 minutes. I said, and it was late at night. It was all
Mm,
dark. I said, you know, what, let me watch this in the daylight. I turned off. I said, nope, nope.
mm. Nope. Nope.
Damn near dropped my ice cream. I don't play that shit. Nope. Not today, sir. Not today. You can no, you can kiss the baby. Nope. Not today, sir. Not today. But that series is so I'm gonna have to watch it again because there's I'm trying to remember which episode it is. Did you finish the series?
No, no, no. I just
Oh,
started
oh,
because
oh, oh,
it
oh,
started on
oh, then never mind. Yeah.
AMC. Finally,
Oh, did it?
yeah, it started this past Sunday.
Oh, I'll rewatch this then. There's gonna be a scene. I think it's like maybe like almost at the end, like maybe just before the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I want your opinion on that. There's like 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
where I was like, I watched it about 5 times because I was so intrigued by each detail that was in there. I was like, I can't. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It has that perfect. I love London gangster movies, films. I love it. Give me the craze
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that, like Guy Ritchie. Yeah, all of that is just awesome to me.
Mm-hmm.
And just the lingo, the slang, everything, the swagger, the style, the flow. Like I actually have to watch The Gentleman tonight or tomorrow,
Okay.
which is Guy Ritchie. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, that series is bonkers. As far as comic book news, I'm gonna run through this. What kind of? Static was delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all right. So we got
Sounds about right for DC.
fuck it. Well,
Sounds about right.
the whole milestone thing is I'm not even gonna get into it. Whatever.
Yeah.
New York Comic Con returns. They're gonna be returning October, first week of October. I want to say the 7th, possibly.
Yeah, something like that. 7th to the 10th, I think it is.
Yeah. When it just 7. Yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah. Um, this is a touchy topic because social distancing. I know by October we'll be in a better place than we are now, but still, even if things are good, the anxiety that people will have. How do you act in that situation again after a year and change of not being around people like that? Um, there will be anxiety. There will be people who will not feel like being around other people. There is going to be trauma from this. Um, or I should say, people will be feeling trauma going into this, or and possibly being triggered. I'm on the fence. I want people to be safe. I want them to uh, uh, don't be haphazard. Um, and I want to see my friends. I want a brother. I want to sit with you at a screening of something. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I
Absolutely.
want that. I want to hook up with comic book people that I've missed, that we haven't been in cons, and have that. I want to come home with a big ass bag of just
Mm-hmm.
all the goodies.
Mm-hmm.
I want to eat at Melba's like on that Saturday or something. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but where, but it's still gonna be weird,
Yeah.
awkward. What are the?
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be precautions because it's supposed to be like a vaccine passport at some point.
Yeah.
You might have to use that as part of being able to get in.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think honestly, like if you ask me today, would I do something on October 7th to the 10th involved with Repop in New York City Comic Con? My answer probably would be no. And that's not to say, you know, no offense to you, brother. I love doing the things with you there and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It's I you know what it is. I think what it is that, and I know Reed Pop is probably desperate for revenue, and I
Yeah.
understand that. I absolutely understand that it's been difficult. Like, you have not really made a ton of revenue in the last year,
Yeah.
other than maybe fan goodwill by
Hmm.
having these having these virtual events. And I
Yeah.
understand their position as a business, right? Because when it comes down to it, as a business, your bottom line is you need to make money, and I understand that part of it. But that's just it. Like, it's getting people back into that frame of mind of being able to go to these things and not have that second thought
Yeah.
about being there around people, especially after a thing that literally has put us in this position where we needed to be separated from one another, and we needed to think twice about necessarily being around people. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I just really wish that Reed Pop had waited and not necessarily jumped the gun to make an announcement the way that they have. And I know they're trying to drum up interest, but they shot themselves in the foot very early on by making that announcement about having a Thanksgiving weekend event for San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
and
they announced that first, and then they said something about a New York Comic Con, I believe it was, right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving weekend event to me just really
That's
didn't make
awkward
any
as
sense
shit.
to me.
Yeah, that
It
doesn't,
didn't make any sense to me.
because
Like,
it's nowhere near when it usually is. And Thanksgiving time, like, why
yeah,
would you?
like
It's a
when people
weird.
spend time with their families, like when people
Hmm.
literally block out time to go see their families.
Hmm.
And this will probably be the first Thanksgiving since the pandemic began
Hmm.
where maybe they might actually be able to go spend time with the families that they haven't seen in a year.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean? Like,
you take that opportunity to go, well, I know you miss your family because you haven't seen them in a year plus, but I
yeah,
mean, we're gonna have Patrick Stewart up on stage.
right,
We're gonna have
right.
X amount of people. And another thing is, as far as that goes, such like that, celebrities, what are they going to do? Are they going to be okay with going? Because that's one of the big draws too. Celebrities, creators, artists, writers,
Yeah,
who's flying in for that? I know people miss cons, and a lot of
yeah.
indie writers stuff like that miss the money from cons because they do very well. But how's that going to work? Are they willing to jump into this too?
Right, and that's where I think they really made a mistake. Like, you don't make that announcement. You talk to the people who are your lifeblood for this type of event first. You you basically stick your toe in the water with them and figure out how they feel about it first
Hmm.
before you even make this announcement. Like, you talk to talent first. Talk to them and
Yeah.
see if they'd be willing to kind of do this thing, or if they thought that Thanksgiving is just a bad idea. That's
Hmm.
not what happened. They made the announcement first, and then the backlash came.
Yeah.
Like, then the talent was like, "What are you doing?" Like, even if we could, we're not gonna travel to do this thing Thanksgiving weekend. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
And
You know?
also because they usually have people who volunteer. Who's volunteering for this? Like
Exactly.
there's a lot of little components. Again, like I said, I would love to go on the fence, but I have to think critically.
Yeah.
If this person who is being paid to be there isn't going to be there because there's XYZ, what have you, what
Mm-hmm.
makes me think I'm going to pay to be there? Again, as much as I
Exactly.
love going to York and chopping it up, I would love to. I would honestly, I would probably end up staying like a day or so. Like I would like actually get a room up there and stay. You know what
Right.
I mean? Thank
Right.
you, Stemmy. I would pay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I would stay there because I wouldn't want to rush home. I would be like, look, bet, yo, let's go get something to eat, just and then chop it up and what have you. I would love to do that stuff
Right.
with all the people, but I
Right.
have to think about that and like, who's gonna want to come out? Who's gonna
Right.
fly across the country to
Right.
go here?
Yeah. I mean,
This is a I want to see how things develop, but this is a very, very awkward,
Yeah, it's very
extremely
awkward.
awkward.
It's still an iffy time. Still an iffy time. Yes, things are getting better, but it's still an iffy time. Let's be honest. You know,
Yeah.
and again, I'd be curious to know who's on their board, right? Because if you if you saw from this past summer that people were willing to participate, however way that they did, in
Mm-hmm.
a virtual event, then why wouldn't you do a virtual event again? Make certain aspects of the virtual event free,
Mm-hmm.
and make other aspects of the virtual event a fee based type thing.
Like a premium kind of
Yeah,
content,
yeah,
premium content, let's say.
yeah.
Yeah. You
I
can
don't get
pay
it.
and you get a code to go, or a
Exactly,
link or something like that. You
exactly.
know what I
And
mean?
you could have literally done that for one more year, and then rethought about this in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Just simple, like it's simple, and I understand they're trying to. It's almost like they're trying to push people to be like, you know, it's okay. You need to start coming back into your life again. And I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. I get what they're trying to do, but
Mm-hmm.
you cannot force people to get to that point ahead of time. Like people will get to that point when they're ready to get to that point. And that's just how it is.
Everyone has their own process.
Exactly.
Like I said, I don't know how to handle a hug. I don't know how to,
Yeah.
like, am I gonna, are we gonna get a soul brother number five? Like, are we, like,
Yeah.
how are we handling this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
hell, I can't imagine going on a date and then I'd
Yeah.
be like, so do you wanna, it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
protection is not just
Yeah.
mask,
Yeah. There's
but
always going to
it's
be that
like,
second guess there until you're absolutely sure that
yeah,
everything is going to be okay.
yeah. And again, how are you protecting people who are, I'm sure they will have precautions, I'm sure about that.
Yeah.
Is it going to be the passport? Are you going to be taking temperatures at the door? Are you going to be like, I mean,
And again, how do you cap that event? How do you
yeah,
cap that event and
how do
make
you,
it fair to people?
exactly. I mean, we
You
should get in,
can't.
obviously, but I mean, as far as everybody
Yeah.
else, like, I
Exactly.
don't, you know what I mean? Like, how do you, there are a lot of questions. We're still, again, the details will be coming out. It's only April, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's April. It's April,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes I don't know what month it is because time has no meaning right now. What is
Exactly.
life?
What is life?
So we'll stay up on it and see what's going on. But
Yeah.
like I haven't even I only know about this because JD told me about it, and I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what? And he sent me the picture of like the email, and I was like, oh, I wanted to check to see if I got an email for anything. I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, wait. And then I went to the site, and the site isn't there because they've merged with Metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
So the New York Comic Con site isn't there anymore. I almost think this is like a rib. This is like just like like practical like impractical jokers is doing this shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Exactly.
um, so we'll stay up on this. I'm curious. Like I said, I want it. I want to go. I want to hook up with everybody. I want to see everybody. I want to eat. I want to chill. I want to talk. I want to laugh. I want to have a good time and appreciate everyone. But I also want this to be incredibly safe, and I don't want to risk my life
Exactly.
while
Because
I'm doing
then
this.
the chances of it becoming a super spreader event are there, regardless.
Exactly. I mean, hell,
Regardless.
I'm worried about WrestleMania this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going, but they're gonna have people there. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Yeah.
have to. So we'll see what is going on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as comic book releases, Seven Secrets Volume One came out from Boom Studios.
Mm-hmm.
Love this comic. Great, beautiful colors, vibrant. It's about seven suitcases that are protected by this order. And when they're opened, they can have the potential to destroy the world.
Okay.
It's supernatural action comedy family kind of thing vibe mix going on.
Mm-hmm.
I could definitely just see this as a series, maybe on TNT.
Okay.
Honestly, I would love it. Please give it to me. Um, and issue 7 came out along with the first trade. I read the first six issues, excuse me, and I'm excited to read issue 7. I have it on my tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Have not gotten to it. So many goddamn comics.
Yeah.
Green Lantern #1 out of DC. This is from Jeffrey Thorne. Yes. He's writing this. This is John Stewart, and there is a new teen Green Lantern that he's going to be training on, Oa. I want to read this. I'm excited about this.
Okay.
Going along with the Green Lantern trend, Far Sector. If you are not reading this comic and you love Green Lanterns and you want to see something different and you're a fan of police procedurals, get this. Well, I think there's only one more issue left, and this series is going to be gone. It was a 12-issue maxi series, which I love that term. This is just great. Jemison, Campbell are doing amazing work. Get this book. And another DC book you should be getting your ass up to get. The other history of DC, of the DC universe, #3. These are like little like documentary issues, and I love them. They're larger size. Everything out of Black Label that I've read, including Far Sector, has been amazing. This is the third one from the other history. The first one was Black Lightning. It told about his struggles, civil rights struggles during the early time when the Justice League was over fighting Starro. He was dealing with his marriage and civil rights and such like that. The second issue dealt with Guardian and Bumblebee. This issue deals with Katana. They're taking these B and C level characters and showing what life was like when everything else, when all these big events were going on with the Justice League. Sorry. They're just incredible issues, honestly. They're really great. Like I said, they usually will have 2 covers. I think Black Lightning has 3 covers. I think there's like a foil cover. They're beautiful. I love them. I'm just trying to find out. I have them. I'm just trying to find out how to put them in bags because they're so goddamn big. Crazy. Out of Image, we have Shadecraft. Yes. 1,000 times yes. Pick up this goddamn book. Girl is being chased by shadows, and you don't know if she's controlling the shadows subconsciously or if they're coming to kill her. This is from the team that did Skyward, which I was a huge fan of. Skyward was about a world where gravity is gone. So how do you live life out of that? And if you're born after gravity, is it like it was just very interesting science wise. And we have also 2 Moons out of Image. Yeah, everything on this list I have, and I've read either the first or say I've read an issue of something about it, and yes, on point, yes. Indigenous, Union Soldier, starting to see ghosts and demons and such like that, and trying to figure out what the hell's going on with him. Is him? Yeah, go Noctera #2 out of Image also. Excuse me. About a world that there's no light. The light, the sun. I'm trying to remember what the hell. I might have to actually read the first issue because there was a lot in the first issue. And because of the darkness, like there are these creatures that if they get a hold of you, they can actually infect you with this kind of darkness.
Okay.
And I don't mean like evil. I mean evil, but like darkness as far as dark.
Yeah.
And about a character who's trying to figure out her adopted brother has been infected, but the infection is spreading slowly. And you can kind of stop the infection or pause it by using like ultraviolet light and such like that, but there's very little light. You have to use like fireworks. Sometimes you have to have like flares, any type of thing like that, which will stop the monsters. Geiger #1 out of out of Image as well. This is about
HR Geiger?
Nah, brother.
Oh.
No, like Geiger counter.
Oh, Geiger counter, okay.
Yeah.
About to say.
But damn good reference. HR Geiger. I got asthma, but I ain't got no inhaler. What? This is about after a nuclear war, stuff like that. There's this creature that they see, this glowing man that goes around, Geiger. This is actually from Jeff Johns. Surprisingly, I'm reading something from Jeff Johns. This is something that he isn't doing for DC. Who saw that coming? But Geiger, Green Lantern, Hal Jordan. I guess you just have to figure out some way to keep staying with green stuff. But unlike Hal Jordan, I will be reading this. So there you go. The Silver Coin, an anthology kind of horror series about this coin that travels, that is passed down from people. They find it, what have you. Horror anthology. The first issue. Yes, Chip Zdarsky writing. Yes, yes, yes. This God, yes. I don't know. Bitter root. I shouldn't even have to fucking explain this. I shouldn't even have to explain bitter root. It's back.
Mm.
I'm not even going to explain bitter root. Get it? Bitter root. David F. Walker, Chucky Brown, Sanford Green. Yeah, that
Mm.
I shouldn't even have to fucking say anything about this. I mean, black family fighting demons, and the world is gone like completely absurd. It's just yeah. If you enjoyed Lovecraft Country, read Bitterroot.
Yes.
That's all I can tell you. Witch Blood. This is someone different out of Vault. If you get me with witches and vampires, the story has witches and vampires. So I was like, okay, cool. What happened? Brightly colored. It introduced me to a band I didn't know about. I think it's called. Um, you might want to bleep this for your kids, but you know I curse anyway, so what the fuck? It's a band called Mannequin Pussy,
Mm.
which is such an interesting name on so many levels. I had to question my existence when I said, "Wait, what?" Which I actually want to check this band out because the lyrics a character is listening to their music and they actually have the lyrics and it says it has asterisks and it says the
Mm.
band's name and the song and I was like, that's interesting. I actually want to check that out. So yeah, it's about this group of vampires going after this witch and but there's also a witch hunter that's going after her. It's like a kind of like a comedy, dark comedy. It's not like all brooding and such like that. Vault does vampires very well. I love Bleed Them Dry. He even got a T-shirt, so you know I like it.
Mm.
That's how you know I like something. America Chavez, yes, everyone's favorite dimension smashing uh, Latinx uh, character from Marvel, who hopefully we will be getting. Well, we're supposed to be getting her in the next Doctor Strange movie. I want to say, aren't we?
I believe so.
I think we're getting, and I'm excited because America appears, and we're definitely getting closer to Young Avengers. Young Avengers are champions. Whichever, if even if they choose to blend the two, I'm cool. But
Mm.
if we're getting these characters, yeah, I'm on point. I'm here for the Bradley story. Honestly, I want a truth series so bad. It's so goddamn bad. As far as gaming, the only thing I can think of that came out was Outriders. Think of Mass Effect and Gears of War blend. I want to say I hate saying things like that, like mashing stuff up, but that's what I
Mm.
did. I played the demo, really liked it. I think I'm going to end up buying the whole game.
Mm.
Um, but again, where's the time? Where's the goddamn time?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much everything that had come out. Yeah, that's been going on.
Yeah.
So, brother, in the end, do you have anything that's popping up in your brain, brother?
Oh, nothing really. I mean, you know, a lot of good content out there. I mean, I'm never gonna get to everything, but I got to start prioritizing stuff.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, that I really want to see. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll prioritize them on Amazon just because I'm interested in seeing what they do with a show like that.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to see at least the first episode. Well, the first episode is the episode that they're going to go as wild as possible. So I'll probably get like maybe two episodes to see where we're at.
yeah,
And if it's too much, if it's too much, I'm just going to go. All right, yeah,
yeah,
I got to
yeah,
tap out.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. Not sure if you saw in the news this past week this deal that Netflix signed with Sony.
I saw something about that. Yeah, I saw something about that.
Yeah, so Netflix will be the home of uh basically their whatever their releases are post theatrical window for streaming exclusively for a while.
And
I thought it was an interesting move. They really are trying hard to not play ball with Disney at all. Sony, they really are not trying to.
I mean, they should have just anything Marvel that they have. They should just jettison to Marvel. Just don't
Yeah,
bother, and then just They, I mean, they tried Bloodshot. They tried with Valiant.
Yeah.
I don't know what else is going to come from that. I honestly don't know. I know that they were still talking about things. I don't know. Shadow Man was talked about way before. I don't know what they're
Yeah.
going to do, but they should have some type of bond with uh some type of property that isn't Marvel and cultivate something. A series, maybe not even movies, but like a series, maybe.
What do you mean, Netflix? You mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
Yeah.
Sony and on Netflix, like some type of like
Yeah.
property that they should bond to. One that isn't that's something different. That hasn't really been out that people are going to be like, oh wow, I didn't expect that to come about. Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting because I just see a ton of rumors out here now for Netflix, and then there was another rumor that was kind of ridiculous. That was like they should, or they were interested in buying Paramount Pictures, which I don't see happening because
Mm.
why on earth would Viacom sell Paramount Pictures at this point when they just launched a streaming service? Like that just doesn't make any sense. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I mean, at this time, everybody's throwing stuff around. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. Like I really think Netflix and Disney have kind of put the pressure on everybody else to do something. Like to just do something because they're the leaders right now. Like Netflix and Disney Plus have the most subscribers right now, and everyone else is trying to play catch up. And a lot of that has been about poor decision making on the part of studios. So it is what it is. It is what it is. You know.
I mean, I think that as far as streaming services go, I mean, just seeing everybody, not necessarily catching up, but just
Mm-hmm.
like I look at Amazon. Amazon is just laid back. They like, yeah, we just gonna do this. Amazon don't give a shit. Amazon's like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. I mean, I'm not gonna play in your wheelhouse. You guys are doing your thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because we're
Yeah.
gonna do our thing, and I want to see what they're because Invincible has been this incredible hit for them.
Yeah.
I want to
Invincible and
see
the
what they're gonna come with from that.
Invincible and the Boys are smart things that Amazon have done. Like they've
Mhm.
literally brought things that probably everyone else in the industry probably balked against trying to do, right? Like and do with justice. Because I could imagine someone else doing the boys and it not being as good.
Horrible, horrible.
I could imagine someone else trying to do Invincible and it not being as good. Um, I think that that's what Amazon needs to do is they need to develop properties that one other studios don't have the Kuyans to do correctly,
Hmm.
and uh, you know, yeah. And they're in an enviable position, right? Like their content basically is value added stuff. Like you're paying for the shipping, and they're basically throwing in content for
Yeah.
you.
Well, I want to say it's at this point. I want to say it's kind of balancing out. I think people are
Yeah.
starting to go for. I mean, people are obviously ordering things now,
Mm-hmm.
but I think at a certain point, people were getting it more for the content of stuff because
Yeah.
when it sounds the boys is coming back, people jump back into it or they already have it. But
Mm-hmm.
if they can keep it consistent and always have a new series out or movie stuff like that, at that point it's like, oh well, Invincible starting up. Okay, when Invincible ends, I'll cancel service and I'll jump back. Oh well, the boys starting right after that. Oh shit, all right. If they can keep
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah. That's why
perpetual motion going.
I'm really interested in seeing like everything that I've heard about this upcoming Lord of the Rings show on Amazon has been off the charts. Like
Mm,
if that winds up hitting the way that I think it potentially could, it's gonna change a lot for
mm.
Amazon and in the perception of what they are in the streaming war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wish they would, since Amazon has Comixology. I wish that they would go with some of the Comixology original stuff
and develop some of
and
those
develop that.
properties.
Yeah, because some of the stuff
Yeah.
is really great. Lord of the Rings, I keep forgetting that it even exists. I I just don't give a shit. I'll be honest with you. You know
Yeah.
why? Because I watched the original trilogy. It took me 3 months to watch the original trilogy because I kept falling asleep
Mm-hmm.
because it's so goddamn long. I mean, well, back then it was long. Now you got like
Mm-hmm.
Justice League, the Snyder Cut, which now we know what a long movie is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched the prequel trilogy. I watched the first two movies. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. It's a little more
Mm-hmm.
interesting. Second movie, I fell asleep during it twice. I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. In this one, do we have any people of color? Do we have any people of color?
I don't know. I don't know much about the. I don't know much about the casting, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, then I'm good. I just don't. I
Yeah.
couldn't give a shit. And I used to love epic stuff like that, like the
Mm-hmm.
what is it? The Hobbit and the Last Unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Like those when they used to show those animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love watching those. But those were so interesting to me. Then when the movies came, I was like, oh, okay, I'll watch them. I'm like, all right, and I just like I don't. I'm so sick and goddamn tired of having these epic stories and stuff and everything like that, but there is not one person of color in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so goddamn tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I keep forgetting about the Lord of the Rings that even exists. I keep when it be, oh Lord of the Rings, I go, oh shit, totally forgot about that. It's like I just
Yeah.
couldn't give a shit. I just couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I hope it. I thought I heard something about they start hiring people. I hope it does happen. I hope there's more inclusion. So then,
Mm-hmm.
but then they're gonna go. Well, where have you guys been this whole time that we've been doing all this? We was in the south side of the Shire. We was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
West side of this of the Shire.
Yeah.
We was over here
Yeah.
in the Compton section of the Shire. You know, I want people to enjoy things, what have you, but I couldn't give a fuck if you are not putting in people of color, and I can't. I gotta. And there are things, yeah, that I do watch that is like a majority of white people, and I'm like, okay, yeah. But then I started thinking about it, like, so you can imagine a whole elfish language, and you can do all this stuff and everything, and you can have
Yeah.
it will not pass and all this, but you can't give me
Mm.
anybody with melanin.
Yeah.
And I'm looking. I don't. I kiss my whole shea butter moisturized Afro Latinx ass. I don't give a shit.
I hear
Can't.
you. I hear you. Speaking of people of color and Amazon, I'm also interested in seeing how uh, that Donald Glover led Mr. and Mrs. Smith show is going to turn out. That he's doing with what's her name?
I
Phoebe
totally forgot
Waller.
about that series even
Phoebe
exists.
Waller Bridge. Yeah.
Another thing that I'd forgotten exists. I
He he really he's a shrewd business guy because he really set that deal up perfectly for himself. Like
mm,
how I understand it is he's going to Amazon, but he still has the option of continuing Atlanta over at FX as long as he wants to do it.
mm,
So I'm not sure how that's going to go. I know that they were doing these next two seasons of Atlanta. They were filming them back to back. That's why there's been this delay. But I don't think FX really wants to get rid of that show because that show's a hit. Have you watched Atlanta or no?
I watched the first season, then I fell
Did
off.
you
I'll
like
be
it or
honest
no?
with you. It was very interesting storytelling and just the whole thing. I think I'm more interested in the other three actors than
Then Donald.
than him.
Okay.
I'll
No.
be honest with
Okay.
you. Zazie
See.
Beetz especially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely interested in her and seeing. I mean, after Domino,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oof. And then for her to be a part of Invincible,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like her stock was already here, like
Mm-hmm.
with me. And then Domino, I was like, oh, that's so. And then like Joker was good too. Like seeing
Mm-hmm.
her Joker was
Mm-hmm.
that. But yeah, just seeing her in that was just cool as hell because she was so important, and to play off a power that is not cinematic. When you
Mm-hmm.
do hear him say it, it is not cinematic,
Mm-hmm.
and the way she played it off, you're like, yeah, all right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, I mean, Lakeith's, I like him. I mean, I loved him in Judas and the Black Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
That movie still hurts. God damn. I,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about it the other day, like, because I saw a picture of Lakeith and I was like, this mother.
Yeah,
That's when you know
exactly.
somebody's good, when you can't separate the two. That's when you know
Exactly.
somebody's good. When you get when I'm looking at him
Yeah.
like this one's still
Mm.
talking. That's how that's why, like, Wyatt, like, I'm like, when I look at Wyatt now, I'm like, but I'm like, that means that you're doing a good job acting. Like, you're bringing me into that, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Um, we already talked about my man Paperboy.
Yeah.
We we already talked about those. They stand out more to me.
Yeah.
He's there. Glover's there. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm everyone else interests me more. More. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay.
I would like to get back into it, but then I'm like, I see everything else that I'm watching. I'm like, I can put this on the back burner. It
Mm.
doesn't.
Mm. Yeah.
I only like one song from Childish Gambino too. So I mean,
I'll tell you another show that I'm interested in watching, but I probably won't watch it until it's completely over. Snowfall.
I started watching the first episode the other day. Like it. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to get through to where they're
Mm-hmm.
at in there,
Mm-hmm.
but I do want to finish that because it just looks interesting as hell to me. Like, FX series are just good. I mean,
Yeah.
I finished rewatching The Strain, and it
Mm-hmm.
was even better the second time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rewatching Justified now
Mm-hmm.
because Timothy Oliphant. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
bring it. And
Yeah.
I won't rewatch Sons of Anarchy because the first few seasons were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just got into this point of it was almost like it was just like torture porn. I just couldn't. I won't be rewatching. I watched the whole series, won't be rewatched. But the spinoff, Mayans, is excellent,
Yeah.
amazingly
The
done.
things that I've seen on my ends looks like
Mayans
good.
is better to me. I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
Mayans more because I rewatched the first season and the second season so I can watch the second season. Excuse me, the third season.
Mm-hmm.
I do. You know.
Yeah.
All right, brother. So on that note, we will be um putting you back to your regularly scheduled programs,
Yeah.
whatever that regularly scheduled program is.
Exactly.
Um, any final words for the folks, brother?
Ah. Get the vaccine
Yeah,
if you can. I know that there's a lot of
brother, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying,
tension.
brother.
I know,
I'm
brother.
trying.
This isn't about you.
I'm
I
trying to
know
tight.
I know there's a lot of tension out there about it. There's a lot of misinformation out there about it.
Well,
Um,
you know what? Listen to people that you trust that are in the medical field
yeah,
who have gotten it.
yeah,
Ask them their personal as an expert, but also as someone that you know that you can trust. Ask them.
yeah, yeah,
Stop reading like blogs and YouTube stuff where, well, not this YouTube stuff, but like YouTube stuff where people are just like, just giving you conspiracy theories and
yeah,
all this BS, and none of it makes any sense because
yeah,
you're being, in a sense, when everything's good and there's this herd immunity and you're able to go out, you didn't do shit to help. You were just a lazy layabout that
exactly,
stood there.
exactly.
You
Because
were Switzerland.
exactly,
You just let
COVID.
everything happen.
Exactly. COVID is still a thing.
Yes.
Mask up.
Yes.
Social distance. Be
Yes.
careful out there. And
Yes.
as always, as I always say, every time we end this show, continue to be good to each other.
Yes, brother. Michael is much more polite than I am.
Yes.
I am.
Somebody has to
I
be polite.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
I am way more direct.
Yeah, I know you are,
I do
brother.
not
I
give
know.
a shit.
I know you are.
I want to say we lost DMX, unfortunately,
Yeah.
which was out of nowhere. I mean, it just, yeah, that one was, yeah, yeah.
I saw that
Uh,
coming though, brother. I saw that coming.
Unfortunately, yeah, because when
Mm,
they said that he was doing fine, I was like, shit. that was the moment because yeah.
Yeah.
But we still have his music. We still
Yes.
have his vibe, his videos. We still have everything about him that we can go back and rewatch and re-listen over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
So let's enjoy that. Let's enjoy Dark Man X. Let's revel in that music. All right.
Yep.
Um, as for me, as always, do the best you can with what you got because it's all that you get. Don't be a dick and don't be a cunt. I don't, I'm very. I just that's all I can say to you. Wash your hands. Put your mask on. Also, you know what? Before you put your mask on, wash your ass.
Yes.
It's starting to get hot. We're gonna start wearing shorts, fellas. Get that lotion, cocoa butter, shea butter, bruh. Get the elbows, get them goddamn knees. You know your knees are gonna be out. Don't have them dusty knees out, man. Come on. Look like you just been kneeling on like flour sacks all day, bruh. Get that
Yeah.
lotion.
Yeah.
Run it. There's no need for that. And don't be using like that water juice lotion. Get some good shea butter cocoa butter sticks. They're like $2 at every like black beauty salon place.
Mm.
Get you a couple. You you got that stimmy? Still got some more from it? Go get them sticks, bro. And shea butter. I need your lotion up. Get them knees and get them elbows, man. Especially them elbows. Them elbows be looking tore up. Okay? This ain't your goddamn first summer. You know that. Ashy ass. And when you're out, it's okay to have like a messenger bag or what have you. It's okay that doesn't look stupid. It's okay to have a messenger bag out,
Mm.
have a little compartment in there,
Mm-hmm.
have a little container, get that lotion. Okay,
Throw some polo cologne in there too.
bruh, bruh. I mean, I'm a
Shots of
body.
baby powder and the polo
I'm
cologne. Fresh dress like $1,000,000. Throw on the bally shoes and the fly green socks.
what, bruh? That's what I'm talking about. But get it because I have a messenger bag, and I was like, you know what? Now I'm well lotioned. Okay, don't play. But I was like, you know what? Let me start carrying around these little containers because I was washing my hands a lot more because everything was going on. And I'm like, yo, let me. So, summertime, spring, knees out, knees gonna be out. I got some hot shorts, knees gonna be out. Bet. I'm like, yo, let, let me touch up my knees a little bit before I get out on these New York streets. You know, when things are cool and everything's situated. I'm not gonna be out in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Looking dusty, rusty. Nah, bro. Nah, man. Especially because I know y'all gonna be out looking lovely, looking beautiful, looking wonderful. Everybody's gonna be out in the city,
Mm-hmm.
soaking in that sun, getting all the fresh air and everything, looking lovely. Ladies gonna be having the naturals out, just gonna be looking wonderful, great. I might even get a romper. I ain't even playing with y'all. I'm about to come out of the street with a romper. You gonna get this work. Shit. Anyway, on that note, completely went off.
And if you need to, drop back in the house and get the Kango.
Bro,
If you need to.
bro, there's a reason why I got these new Chucks. Y'all ain't gonna see me until you see me. Can you dig it? I'm gonna bust out with some fly guy in this. I got you, sucker. All right, folks. You enjoy the day, and eat something tasty, okay? And read something, watch something, and just have an enjoyable time. All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go out here and again, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna well, there's not too much sunlight actually, because I was gonna go outside and suck up some D. No, I'm not gonna edit that statement because I like making y'all feel uncomfortable. All right, enjoy yourselves, everyone. Peace.
Yes, sir.